Dear Madame Rajavi, and freedom fighters at Ashraf 3, and distinguished and honorable guests, I have attended the annual summit of the Iranian resistance for a dozen years, and every year I've found this gathering symbolizes your steadfast stand for democracy and freedom in your nation and your concerted opposition to the religious dictatorship that is a threat to your people as well as to the region and the balance of the world. I have met with many of you individually and talked with you. I have learned of your journey and your dreams and your love of country and your fellow citizens. You have all sacrificed so much, you have worked so hard and lost so much. But in all of this, what is so inspiring is your eternally positive outlook, your unflinching resolve, and the hope you inspire in others. A hope that represents your determination to bring fundamental change and a democratic republic to your country. Your resistance grows in strength day by day. The rising tide of protests and the impact of opposition actions by MEK resistance units in Iran that encourage the people to voice their opposition to the regime and shatters the regime's air of invincibility and intimidation. The regime today symbolizes a very weak theocracy. It has no solutions but to suppress its people, especially women, and is at the height of its internal political and social isolation. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei engineered Ebrahim Raisi's presidency in the false hope, that his brutality could stem the tide of protest. The exact opposite has happened. Raisi, as all you know, has the blood of thousands of political prisoners on his hands. As he said on the infamous Death Commission in Tehran, when 30,000 political prisoners were executed in 1988 based on a fatwa by Khamenei. He is not a head of state. He is an outright criminal who should be prosecuted for committing crimes against humanity and genocide. Externally, the regime cannot find the capacity to agree even to a watered-down nuclear deal that is on the table and has pushed the talks to a dead end and put itself into a corner, isolated on the world stage. It is a threat to world security as it is. Imagine if it was armed with nuclear weapons as well. It has continued to pour billions of dollars into its ballistic missile and drone production program and in funding proxy conflicts in the region while denying Iranians necessary services and essential goods. The time has come for the world community to heed and endorse the Iranian people and resistance call for this regime's overthrow. The democratic alternative to this regime is here in the National Council of Resistance in Iran, NCRI, and the MEK that shares our democratic values for a free society based on universal human rights and political legitimacy based on popular suffrage and rule of law, gender equality, and the separation of religion and state. The popular chant on the streets is "Death to the oppressor," whether it be Khamenei or the Shah. The Iranian people have set their sights to the future, not the present or the past. For them, the mullah's 40-year religious tyranny is a continuation of half a century of military dictatorship of the Shah and his father. They may differ in form, but in practice, they are exactly the same. There is organized opposition, both inside Iran in the form of MEK's resistance units and outside in the form of the NCRI, which is the most enduring opposition coalition in the history of Iran. We reject appeasement, the last instance of which was the shameful so-called treaty proposed by Belgium with the Iranian regime. This Belgian proposal will allow the regime's terrorists who targeted this very gathering in 2018 to escape justice. Last week, a court in Sweden sentenced an Iranian prison official to life imprisonment for his role in the 1988 massacre of 30,000 political prisoners, 30,000, mostly affiliated with the MEK. Ebrahim Raisi was a member of the Death Commission that ordered the execution. It is time that he and Supreme Leader Khamenei be prosecuted for the role in that crime against humanity. I salute the resistance units in Iran that with great sacrifice and risk to themselves and their families, they rise up to pave the way for voicing a protest to this regime. And despite mass arrests, their actions have grown in depth and breadth. They inspire others to do the same. In effect, they act as the engine for change. Their resistance will guarantee liberty with the downfall of this regime. Thank you, Madam Rajavi, for your visionary leadership and your steadfastness in this noble struggle. And thank MEK for your fight and for your resolve. I am certain that you will win. And Assad Rajavi has said so eloquently, rebels will win victory. I look forward to being with you on the day we will be celebrating together in Tehran. God bless you.